turn on the beats and we go through the beats. And then when I hear the beat, I just start rapping. I don't know what it is. Like the beat will come on and I just start flowing. And I'm like, all right, load the
Organic,
beat.
yeah.
Now I'm putting it together, like, cause I already started mumbling the structure of where I'm going. Let's load it. Let's get the record done.
So who was some of your influences when you was coming up though? Like a couple of artists that you was
Big,
fucking with. Big, okay,
Kiss,
okay.
Hove, Mace,
That '90s out there.
yeah, the prop.
How you? How you doing?
I'm good. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to tap in with you.
I know. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's so funny because I seen you say y'all always gotta see me when I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
nobody looks good on here. You know what I
yo,
mean?
like I
It's
felt I
bad.
was man, I am not prepared. Like my hair is not like I was just like, well, fuck it, we here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what to call you. I don't know what to call you, Mars Mercury. I don't know what to call you. I don't know why your profile says Sid exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or just to call you Raw RTV, because some people take on their brand name. So what should I refer to you as even?
I'm gonna be honest with you. So when I first came out like as an artist, I was going by Mars Mercury. And I always said like anything I do creative, I'm gonna go by. But I'm in a state where I want to transition that. Like I feel
Yeah,
like I've outgrown that name,
yeah.
but I just released a song and like the person who edited the video, like they added Mars Mercury in it, so I'm still go by that. But my middle name is Lissa, so that's why
Okay.
it is right there. But you could call me Raw. Because
Okay,
that's just
bro.
be
I'm
honest.
gonna be honest with you. That was one of my first rap names ever. I used to just call
For
myself Raw. Yeah, because it was my tag name. Like I used to tag a little bit. I was a little bit past the graffiti era, but I used to tag like with the markers on the bathroom, stuff like that. So that's like my
mm-hmm.
name. It's kind of easy to write and make it look dope. You know what I mean? The first thing I wanted to get into is how I found you, right? Because you need to give up the secrets. You got to give up the sauce. I found you. You're the only person I've ever followed from a Facebook promotion post. Or what even I don't even know if it was a promotion post. Not even a promotion post. It just was a clip of 90s baby video.
Yeah.
And it was going crazy. And I was like, who is this? And then I just went and looked you up on YouTube. It's the only time this has ever happened in my life. What? I don't know. What did you put into that clip to make it magic?
To be to be honest, I feel like it was just the bars, you know, like the bars, the 90s baby, the beat too. Like shout out to them for YouTube. Well, I found them on YouTube and that's how
Yeah.
I discovered the beat. But I think it was like a combination of the beat, the bars, and just like the flow, you know, just like the way I delivered it, you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
same thing. It's like that clip has been a lot of people reaching out like, oh my God, this is dope. You was really spitting bars, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of both, to be honest. But
I think a lot of it, I think a lot of it is your presence and a lot of it is just the aesthetic. Like, all right, look, it's colored like really brown and warm. You get what I'm saying? And then it's got the graffiti type 90s baby stuff going on. Then you just come out the building wilding. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I think it's
that's
a little bit of, yeah.
yeah, the aesthetic too, the overall, like the whole thing, really. I think so too.
Yeah,
I
like,
remember planning it. I was like, I didn't really have anything in mind, but I knew I wanted to like walk out of something just like rapping,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
I was like, I want to do that. We're gonna have to get situated and get this figured out. Either way, whether I'm walking out of a building, out of a store, or both. So
or out of a plane.
yeah, or out of a plane. Like I'm gonna be walking out of something saying something, you know.
Yeah.
That's what Browns.
Yeah, we will definitely, I will put the song in the comments. People saying like put the song in the comments or just like, yeah,
I
oh,
was
here we
on
go.
your page and I
All
was
right, I
like,
got
yo,
you.
you got bars
Oh,
too.
thank you.
You're really
Thank you.
talented. The freestyles and everything. I was like, wow, like
Yeah,
Lord.
thank you.
Yeah, so I just feel like Brownsville is kind of slept on, you know?
Yeah,
Like people know about Brownsville, but they're sometimes nervous to come over there or they got this this preconception of Brownsville in their head, but
I do.
I feel like there's a,
I do. I do.
okay.
I feel like I got to come to Brownsville prepared. Y'all got a reputation. I'm just saying. But go ahead.
No, I feel you, and I mean I feel like you should go anywhere prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it is like that though. It's like that. Brownsville is it's the hood. It's multiple hoods in one area, like multiple projects in one area. So it's like of just a lot going on. But I also feel like within that talent, so much talent and amazing people, you know, such as
yeah.
myself that I mentioned. Yeah, like I mean, it is what it is. It taught me a lot. It also I've been through a lot out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm down, but my family still lives. But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's an interesting place. It's a part of my upbringing.
You
A lot of
do.
what I learned came from that place.
Yes. I think some of my favorite artists of all time, I think they rep their hood to the fullest so much and put it on the map that you associate them with it. And so, like, every time you hear that, and I think you're one of those people, I think you rep the Ville so crazy that it's like associated with you, like Prince is with purple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, nah, for real. So, and all right, so I feel like you're like me in a way of you're an artist yourself, but you also want to like showcase artists. And where did that come from, and which one came first?
So I would say interviewing came first. That's what I started doing first. And the reason I started doing that is I'm passionate about art. So fashion, stylists, music, painters, like whatever you do, like I want to know why you do what you do, and I want to promote you. I want to put you out there. I want to, I want to be a person that put a spotlight on local artists, underground artists, and mainstream artists too. Whoever, all artists really. I just want to be that person that puts a spotlight on them. And I'm interested to know like why you created this song, what inspired this song. Really diving deep into who this person is. We see artists all the time on a surface level, but we don't really get to know them on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what inspired me doing interviews. And also my brother, he's another artist too that really inspired me. Like OD, he's an artist, like he's a rapper.
Okay.
So him and my cousin are two rappers, and we will always sit around the table and just talk about like music and just different stuff. And they said I always had the personality to rap. I mean, not rap, but like be an interviewer. So I was like, y'all think so? Y'all think I got that personality for real? And they was like, yeah, you should do it. So one day I actually set it up. My cousin being the videographer, I was like, yo, let's just test the waters. Let's try it. And the first interview that we did was Welcome to Brownsville. Because I'm also passionate, like I said earlier, I'm also passionate about that as well. So it was a Welcome to Brownsville video.
6 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It's been a minute, yeah. And that got a lot of good feedback as well. So like I was like, let me try this. Let me see what I can do here, So I continued on with that. I started interviewing like musical artists and stuff. And it was cool. So that's what I started doing first. And I also said like I feel like I'm not only do I express myself creatively through music, I also paint at times. I feel like I'm a multifaceted artist. Like I don't just really put myself in one lane. It's really like how I'm feeling this time and how I want to express myself. That's how I choose to do it. So I always said I wanted to create a song. I always said that. I was like, I just want to test the waters. I just want to see if I can do it. I want to, see. And I was dating somebody at the time. That's another really dope artist. That's something that they was doing actively all the time. Still now to this day, they make music. And they had the at-home studio set up. So they was just like, let me see, just start spitting some bars, just start saying something. And then I created my first song, Raw Thoughts, which is on SoundCloud. And then after that, I created Wake Up with them. And then A couple years later, his 90s baby.
Okay. So
So
now,
it was
but let me cut you off real fast. That makes a lot of sense, right? Because the time where raw art was going, it was no music, and then it was music, and it's like, where's raw art? So I'm like, maybe. So I was thinking like maybe she was an artist first that went into this and then went back, but she really was just like, yo, let me just try it after getting it in on raw art. I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest with you. That's a very unique story.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't think.
so. People be telling me, they be like, yo, you need to focus on one thing at a time, or they say bring back raw art TV. I do miss raw art TV. I'm not gonna lie, I do want to bring it back, but I feel like I don't know. It kind of feels a bit unfamiliar now. I guess it's
Mm,
because I haven't done it, but yeah, not making music. Yeah, no. It was just the interviewer, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
now it's like I just test the waters with making, you know, and it's fun to me. To be honest with you, it's really something that I do for fun.
yeah,
Express, see what I'm capable of. Like I shock myself every time. The fact
yeah,
that 90 Baby is out right now is very
yeah.
shocking because I
Wow.
recorded last year, last year,
Mm.
um, and it's been house for a little minute, and I was like, I'm gonna release a lot going on, so I didn't do it. But it's something that I was holding on to for a little minute, you know. So I'm glad that I was able to finally create the video and finally be able to showcase it. And I feel like it's a message, you know, in the video worth spreading. Like,
Hmm.
you know, sorry, I'm gonna make it to the top either way, I won't stop. You know, all you gotta do is put your mind to it and you can do whatever you want, you know? And I feel like that's kind of where I go with music, you know, like I feel like most of the songs that I do create, they have a message in them,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're just to inspire and uplift while also me expressing myself in a new different way, you know?
Nah,
So
that's what real artists do. I mean, real artists could take any medium and just make it their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm be honest with you. I would have thought you went to school for like, all right, now I'm in the ceiling. I would have thought you. I would have thought you went to school for like. I thought you went to school for like journalism and all that. Like, you never attended any classes, courses, nothing.
nothing. Nope.
That's crazy. Like, here I go. Look, I'm watching Raw TV. I'm like, this has got to be like, she's a student at such and such. Because I met these people. Like, okay, you're going around like, all right, the neighborhood you maybe not from, but like, your school is in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, 'cause in Philadelphia, I've met people who, started the journey out into the community, but wasn't actually from there. It was just like film students that was like, getting their chops up through interviewing people in the community. But that's not the case with you at all. You're really just Brownsville through and through, and you're just trying to showcase that. Do you have any female MCs that like you feel like you embody maybe a few of them in one?
Okay, I can answer that question in many different ways. So I can tell you what female MC that people say I give off. Of
Okay,
course, they say Lauryn Hill. Some
okay,
people say I give off a Lauryn Hill vibe. Some people say like the way I dress, I give off just like a neo soul. So like Lauryn Hill, Erica Badu, um, that type of style. But for 90s baby, Queen Latifah, Unity, that was
mm,
the influence. I was in
mm,
the shower one day listening to Unity, just playing it back to back. And I was just like, yo, this song is so powerful. And I felt so inspired. Like, so I feel
mm.
like I was channeling Queen Latifah in the 90s baby song. For
I
sure.
can
And
see
it's
it.
so funny because like if anybody would ask me like, is she one of my favorite artists or anything like that, I wouldn't say yeah, I know of her, but I've never like really listened to her music like that, but she's an amazing MC. She's
Yeah.
great at all things, but like that song, I was like, man, UNITY, who you calling?
Ah,
You know?
yeah.
So I would say like a neo soul vibe is what I always give, but for 90s baby, it was definitely Queen Latifah Unity.
Yeah, I know people probably look at you and just be like, "Yo, she do mad poetry or like singing like in that neo soul voice." Like, yo, listen,
Yeah.
people do me all the time. Like, you can't help. You know, I'm in LA, right? And one thing I know about because my fiance she acts, and what I've learned is what the people look at when you come in, the casting directors, the way you look versus the way you feel or the way you think you look, it's like always two different things. And I kind of took
Yep.
that this in life, like, okay, people's going to see me this way. How do I offset it or just play into it? But just know that, like, okay, you got this type of look. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
everybody has one. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I
Um,
learned to like just be okay with it because like legit anywhere I go, oh, you got this Lauryn Hill, you got this Erica Badu vibe, especially when I used to wear head wraps a lot.
mhm.
You couldn't tell them I wasn't giving the Erica Badu vibe.
That's crazy. No, anybody with a hair wrap is Erica Badu. It's ridiculous. It's like she's
Mm-hmm.
the only person that ever wore one. But anyway,
Yeah.
do you have? All right, so me personally, you said you had one on SoundCloud. I know you got two on YouTube. What is the plans for music in the near future? Because like the music is scarce. Like if all right, so I become a big fan, and there's like not a lot of back catalog. So like, what we doing?
I know, right? That'll be a disappointment. But so I'm gonna start working on an EP.
Okay.
Um, I want to put out a project. I want to challenge myself to create a full project. I already have 2 songs already, so I just need to create 3 more. I'm thinking like maybe 5 songs. Again, I'm like very new to this,
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm kind of still finding my lane and finding my way through it, you know? Because when I first created a song, it was just out of like, let me see if I can do this. But now with the feedback that I'm getting,
It's
people
real.
are telling me don't stop, like keep going, like you're actually good at this. So now it's like I feel like I'm a bit obligated, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
to put something else out there. So it's gonna be an EP, like 5 songs. So I just need to write 3 more.
Okay.
uh, Raw Thoughts is not gonna be on the EP because the beat is the guy who produced that beat, like he's actually really, really popular and famous. So I don't think there's any way to communicate to him to even get that beat. And that was just like a first song situation. So, you know, I'm just gonna
Welcome,
leave that on
welcome to music.
SoundCloud.
Welcome to music. That's how it goes. But go ahead.
Right, right. And
Mhm.
even in that, I'm still like figuring out like, you know, how to connect with certain producers and like licensing and, you know, things like that. Like
Mhm.
I'm legit learning a lot
Yeah.
at this time when it comes to music. But in the future you can expect an EP within next year, to be honest. I want to have it done. An EP, and of course videos for the EP, you
Yeah.
know. And I performed at a few shows. Wake Up, I performed with the person that was on that song, but I want to perform 90s Baby. I want to get in, you know, in the bag of performing, you know. I don't
Okay.
want to just create the music, but I do want to perform it too.
Yeah.
Um, but it's so funny because like when I was recording 90s Baby, I was getting out of breath when I was rapping and everything. I was like, wait, hold up. This is what this is like? Like I need to work on my breathing
Mm-hmm.
exercises and everything,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So
Mm-hmm.
I think what comes performing, you got to work on like your breathing exercises and also rehearsing too, you know? So in the future, you can expect an EP, more things from me, because I also want to show that, because Wake Up, it gives a very neo soul vibe. I think 90s Baby does the same thing, but it's me rapping a bit more on 90s
It's a
Baby.
little harder. It's definitely a little harder.
Yeah, it's giving like boom bap, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Graffiti, like
Yeah.
that type of vibe. But in the EP, I want to show different sides of me. You know, I want to tap into different, just test the waters, to be honest. You know, there's no limits to where I can go and what type of song I can create. So for the EP, you can expect like just a different vibe in each song. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just going to be all boom back, that type.
Yeah.
You know, because I have a very soft side, as you know, the appearance is what it is because that's what I am. I am a
Yeah. Yeah.
very, you know, I have a very sensitive side. So
Mm.
you can expect that. I want
That-
to legit just
well,
show different sides of me.
if I could give you any advice, if you would take it, right? I say be experimental as you can right now, because one day you're gonna make a single song, and you're gonna be like, that's it. Like that's like my main thing. Like that's how I'm a mainstream into this. You get what I'm saying? And also just take your time, because once the music is out, it's out forever. You know, like you can't take back a project. Well, you actually can, but the people who heard it ain't gonna forget that it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Mediocre or rushed or whatever it was, you know? So you got a
Mhm.
long time to make it. Because when people hear it, it's a really, really short time. They take it in, and what EP is gonna be like 15 minutes to listen. You know what I mean? But you gotta treat it like a Broadway play. They do 3, 4 months of rehearsing the same exact stuff, so they can get out there and do 90 minutes of performance. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, and definitely have breath control, because when you on stage, oh my gosh, the first thing you're gonna run out of is breath. It's ridiculous. It's like it's naturally you just like kind of hype. You know, you get kind of hype and then your breath start doing weird stuff anyway, and then you just coming
Yeah.
across the mic all choppy, like, oh man, this is don't fall off.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so last thing I wanted to ask you, did the reception of 90s Baby kind of catch you off guard? I think you kind of alluded to it, but we can go a little bit deeper into it.
The feedback.
Yeah, like just the reception period. Because I've been checking in on 90s Baby. There are a lot of people who appreciate it, and like, when I put out my second song or my third song, me and like 2 other people heard it, like ever. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mhm.
being in third joint, it's like Cardi B or something, like third song just out the water. So like is it scary? Is like somebody took the training wheels off your bike, or is it like, all right, let's go, I'm ready.
It's a bit scary,
Yeah,
but it's a bit scary because I feel like I started doing this just because I wanted to tap into it, just to see if I can do it, you know? And now that, like, it's one thing for you to believe in yourself, but it's another thing for other people around you to believe in you and, you know, push that life into you to believe into yourself even more in, you know, whichever way you're creating. So I
mm-hmm.
feel like the way that it's being received is like, it's pouring back into me to like, yo, this is something that you really can do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you can do this.
Yeah,
And like you said, be experimental with it. You know, like I'm grateful for this whole opportunity to even just talk about it, and the fact that you received it so well. You know, like
yeah,
you're like
yeah,
you're pouring into me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's like you're
yeah.
giving me life, and I feel so grateful for that. And I'm glad to be on this platform to just, you know, pour back into you. And you know, so I think it's a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm also excited for, you know, developing myself in this way and seeing where it takes me. You know, when I put it out, everybody was so happy about it. Like, I got
Yeah.
so many text messages like, yo, this is so dope. Oh my God, I didn't even know. People didn't even know I made music. People was like, I
Yeah.
didn't know you could rap. I didn't know you did this, you know? And it's like, learn something new every day about somebody, you
Listen,
know?
shout out to Rick on the check-in. But listen, I believe, um, first of all, you're my second interview that I've done since I made this to like official Julie.com interviews. The first one was one of my dopest friends over the past maybe 15, 17 years. You get what I'm saying? So it was important for me to get you on. I
Mhm.
see something, you know what I'm saying? I see it coming, and I just hope that you see it through and just keep the vision and just keep going because I think you're dope, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It feels so funny being interviewed because normally I'm the
Right.
interviewer. So like
Right.
this is so funny to me. Like yeah, it's so
Well,
funny. But
get used
I
to
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I think you dope too.
it. Yeah, thank you. And I could have did a bit more digging, but I was like, I wanted our first conversation to be like organic. But I think that we continue to foster something from here. You get what I'm saying? Because I really like your
Mhm.
vibe. Whatever you need from me, even if it's I don't care. Like, yo, what do you think about this? I'm here. I'm around. So
Word, most definitely. Likewise, for sure.
for sure.
I gotta tap into the cipher.
Oh yeah, it
Oh
just
man,
dropped. It
yo.
literally just dropped while we was on live just now. It just dropped. So I'm gonna go check on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make dinner and watch it.
All right, cool.
Word. But
Love.
thank
All
you
right.
for
Well,
this opportunity.
yeah, I'm sure I'll be seeing you again, man. But like I said, just hitting for anything, man. Love is love.
Love is love, yo, for sure.
Uh,
Thank you.
later.
90s baby out now. Make sure y'all go
Right
check it
now,
out.
for sure. And make sure I check this. It's gonna be on YouTube, so send it out, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Thank
All right.
you.
Love.
Later.
Turn on the beats and we go through the beats. And then when I hear the beat, I just start rapping. I don't know what it is. Like the beat will come on and I just start flowing. And I'm like, all right, load the
Organic,
beat.
yeah.
Now I'm putting it together, like, because I already started mumbling the structure of where I'm going. Let's load it. Let's get the record done.
So who was some of your influences when you was coming up though? Like a couple of artists that you was
Big,
fucking with. Big, okay,
Kiss,
okay.
Hove, Mace,
That '90s, that
yeah, the prop.